The Minnesota Twins are more than what they accomplish on the diamond in the spring and summer. They are an organization that makes a lasting impact in our community all year long. And every year, we come together to celebrate their achievements on and off the field through the Diamond Awards. Now in its 17th season, the Diamond Awards has become a signature off-season event that highlights stars from the past, present, and future, while also raising awareness and critical funds for innovative research and patient care for brain, nerve, and muscle disorders at the University of Minnesota and M Health Fairview hospitals and clinics.
The 17th annual Diamond Awards kick off what should be a fun and exciting winter for the Twins as they look to bolster their roster of current stars and rising young talent to get back into contention for a Central Division title.
Driven to right center field. It's gone! A 3-home run game for Miguel Sano. Buxton coming in and a diving catch in center. Oh, what a catch! To left field and deep, and Polanco takes us to the All-Star break. Chopper towards second base, Naquin can run, and what a play by Simmons! High fly, left center field, we are tied!
Tonight was Joe Ryan's night. He struck out the side in the first inning, the third inning, the fifth inning. Just an amazing performance from Joe Ryan.
To short center, and it's a walk-off winner. Buxton with a blast. Over the restaurant in center field.
Welcome to the 17th annual Diamond Awards, coming to you from Target Field in downtown Minneapolis. All is quiet here right now as the boys of summer are enjoying their off-season. Good evening. I'm Dick Bremer, and with me here tonight is Audra Martin. We are so happy you could join us this evening as we celebrate the 2021 Twin season, as well as the life-changing research and phenomenal patient care taking place at the University of Minnesota and M Health Fairview hospitals and clinics.
Tonight is all about recognition for players both on and off the baseball diamond, celebrating the successes of the 2021 season and looking forward to an even better 2022. We are also here in a big way to support the Bob Allison Ataxia Research Center at the University of Minnesota. We're here to recognize the hardworking doctors and researchers who are working tirelessly to improve quality of life and find cures for devastating diseases like ataxia, ALS Lou Gehrig's disease, muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's.
Our state is home to the University of Minnesota, where every day innovative physician scientists are translating medical research breakthroughs into world-class care for patients. Some of you may not know that I serve on the board of the Bob Allison Ataxia Research Center at the U of M and have been honored to do so for a number of years. As a board member, I see firsthand how the money we raise at this event makes a difference for patients and families in our community. Bob Allison was one of the greatest players to ever wear a Twins uniform. In 1959, he was the American League Rookie of the Year with Washington. 2 years later, when the Senators relocated to Minnesota, Allison was a key figure. He was a 3-time All-Star in the outfield and a key part of the 1965 American League Championship team. Allison was 6'3", 205 pounds, strong and athletic, but nearly 2 decades after retiring, those strong physical traits began to erode because of a rare degenerative disease to the nervous system called ataxia.
Dad, after he was diagnosed, was determined to do something, and creating the Bob Allison Ataxia Research Center was the thing he could do to best progress the funding for the research at the university.
My first grant was from Bob Allison Ataxia Research Center. Now we have a large team of investigators that focus on imaging in ataxias, and we are the lead site in national and international efforts. Our work really has flourished in this area, but it all started with that one philanthropic donation.
20 years ago, we didn't have these many options for treatment. 25 years ago, we didn't have any treatments. Currently, patients have very good long-term outcomes and short-term outcomes, so things have changed significantly.
We've gone from not knowing anything about the disease to finding the gene that causes the disease to now partnering with a pharmaceutical company to develop a potential treatment. University of Minnesota is at a very unique position in the ataxia world. We have a very strong ataxia clinic, thanks very much to the Bob Allison Group.
We try at the University of Minnesota to also involve the families and help them understand how can they support their loved one. And it's also important to focus on the overall health, not just physical, but mental as well.
It takes support, and that's what we're trying to do, is support this and support the clinic and make it possible for people to have a bright future. It's my father's legacy.
So, though tonight is about baseball, it's also about coming together to rally in support of those affected by these diseases and to raise money to fuel research. Together we can find new and better ways to help this community.
We have a great program lined up for you tonight. We'll sit down with Jorge Polanco, Josh Donaldson, and some of the other award winners. Plus, we'll also hear from a local family affected by one of these devastating diseases.
And you at home have the opportunity to join in supporting this life-changing research. To get involved, go to bid612.com. From there, you can donate and bid on the auction items. If you're able, I hope you'll join us.
The Twin Cities chapter of the Baseball Writers Association of America plays a big part in the awards we're giving out tonight. For more on their involvement, please welcome Lavelle E. Neal III of the Minneapolis Star-Tribune.
Thanks, Audra, and greetings to all of you for tuning in to this year's Virtual Diamond Awards, an event that celebrates baseball and philanthropy. I'm Lavelle Neal, a member of the Baseball Writers Association of America, a group that has been in existence since 1908. The BBWAA selects players for the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. It also votes on yearly awards like Most Valuable Player, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, and Manager of the Year. In addition to that, BBWAA chapters across the country vote on awards for their local teams, and we are no different here. Those award winners will be honored here tonight. But the real purpose of these Diamond Awards is to support neurological research at the University of Minnesota. Through efforts at the U, progress is being made in finding treatments for ALS, ataxia, muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease. Through the years, this event has raised more than $4 million to help this fight. So let's keep bringing the fight to these diseases as we celebrate the 2021 Minnesota Twins season. Thank you.
Our thanks to Lavelle and all the writers who are members of the BBWAA.
So now, let's hand out some awards. The Sherry Robertson Minor League Player of the Year is Jose Miranda. Miranda is an up-and-coming infielder who spent time at both AA Wichita and AAA St. Paul, where combined he hit .344 with 30 home runs and 94 runs batted in. The winner of the Jim Rance Award for Minor League Pitcher of the Year is Louis Varland. The St. Paul native split time between Class A Fort Myers and Cedar Rapids. He combined for a 10-4 record and struck out 142 hitters in 103 innings of work.
The Terry Ryan Award goes to a person who has impacted the game of baseball at all levels throughout our region. This year's winner is Todd Smray-Carr from Cambridge Isanti. Smray-Carr's youth coaching career has spanned 30 years, including 2 decades as head baseball coach at Cambridge Isanti High School. In addition, Todd has coached American Legion, VFW, and other youth baseball teams and has served numerous roles for the Minnesota State High School Baseball Coaches Association. The Dick Siebert Upper Midwest Player of the Year Award goes to Los Angeles Angels outfielder Jared Walsh. The Milwaukee native hit .277 with 29 home runs and 98 runs batted in.
The winner of the Kirby Puckett Award for community service by a Twins alumni is Joe Mauer. The St. Paul native and Twins icon remains very active in the community. Joe and his wife Maddie are longtime supporters of Gillette Children's Specialty Healthcare, donating funds to renovate a sports-themed playroom at the St. Paul Hospital and hosting the Mauer and Friends Kids Classic every year since 2016. This year, the event transformed into a COVID-friendly home run derby and raised over $350,000.
Good evening, everyone. I am humbled and honored to accept the Kirby Puckett Award for Outstanding Alumni Community Service for many reasons, but number one that jumps out at me is anytime you're affiliated with Kirby Puckett, it means you're doing something right. He's had such a tremendous impact on this community, both on and off the field, and I'm happy to follow in those footsteps. And also considering the Minnesota Twins have been blessed over the years with having great alumni, making huge impacts in the community while they're playing and also after their playing days have come to an end. So again, there's a lot of great candidates to choose from, and I'm definitely humbled and honored that I'm able to accept this award. I hope everybody's doing well out there tonight and enjoying the program. And again, thank you, and look forward to seeing everyone real soon. Take care.
Congratulations, Joe, and to all of our award winners. Don't forget to take a moment to check out the amazing auction available now at bid612.com. There you'll find some incredible experiences, gift certificates, and signed sports memorabilia, including some of the items you see here tonight, like this custom Louisville Slugger bat featuring the members of the 1987 Minnesota Twins World Champion team, and this autographed baseball signed by both Harmon Killebrew and Willie Mays. The auction is open now until 8:30 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday, November 23rd, and all of the proceeds will further the innovative research and patient care at the University of Minnesota.
There are a number of people to thank for making this show possible. 2021 has been a challenging year for many, and we remain incredibly grateful to the committee members, sponsors, auction donors, and community partners who've remained dedicated to this mission. To our friends at Bally Sports North, thank you for your longtime support of the Diamond Awards. We also want to share our gratitude to our Diamond Awards Hall of Fame, MVP, and Grand Slam sponsors who stepped into the box and drove it out of the park. Our Hall of Fame sponsors, Richard M. Schultz Family Foundation, Scott Richards North Star Charitable Foundation, Fortune Financial, the Minnesota Twins, and Bally Sports North. Our MVP sponsor, the Luther Automotive Services. Our Grand Slam sponsors, Curbside Landscape and Irrigation, Focal Point Partners, Legend Companies, Love Green Industrial Services, Maslon LLP, Old Dutch Foods, PCL Construction, Transwestern, and Uponor USA.
To the Minnesota Twins, thank you for making tonight possible and for all you do to give back to the community. And to all of our sponsors and supporters, thank you again for your dedication and enthusiastic support. Since the first Diamond Awards in 2006, you've helped us raise more than $4 million to support research for this important cause. This funding allows the university's scientists to continue their pursuit of promising new treatments and potential cures for a variety of brain, nerve, and muscle disorders. Their efforts, along with your unwavering support, provide the hope that treatments and potential cures are well within our reach.
The masters of medicine on the innovative edge come here to be with other people. Because in science, in medicine, in technology, there's almost nothing you can accomplish alone. You need others. You need that supportive tissue around you, and you need that connectivity to others. You set up the stage. You pick up the best people. You don't give up. That's how you get there. And Minnesotans are very good at that.
The burden on the society really comes mostly from neuropsychiatric diseases. So we really have to develop the tools to be able to study the brain. The philosophy here is we push discovery. We are a collection of physicists and engineers and neuroscientists and others where we are pushing the tools and pushing discovery using those tools as opposed to waiting for that tools to be developed. And so we are always ahead of the ball, if you like, ahead of the game. So today, if you go to a hospital, the highest magnetic field that you will encounter, and maybe if you got your knee scanned, it may have been in a 3 Tesla machine. This is the highest magnetic field that hospitals use. Tesla is a unit of magnetic field, but we have here 7 Tesla machines. 7 Tesla was developed here, and we put it together ourselves and demonstrated that it's possible to do 7 Tesla imaging of human body, and now we are working at 10.5 Tesla.
So when we're doing optical imaging of the brain, not only are we seeing how the neurons are firing in different tasks, but we're actually tracking the blood flow at a single vessel level in the living brain. So when you come to the lab, you'll see we have quite a complex array of lasers and optics that are set up that allows us to get these high-resolution imaging of the neurons and the blood vessels under various tasks.
In terms of brain science, we have these large-scale maps of activity. We have more and more information about structural connectivity. But now we can also record from single neurons up to thousands of neurons simultaneously. Understanding how dynamics in brain activity starts to go awry is going to lead to the development of better diagnostic tools. As we have better and better models, it also helps us develop better interventions.
So you have these dots, right? And you collect the dots, and then, which is where the action comes, you connect them.
I tell the story of a person that was an artist. And I remember her telling me, she said, I just can't paint anymore because she had such bad tremor. And we put the lead down and we turned on the stimulator and we said, can you draw a spiral? And before she was doing this kind of thing. And she goes up and she starts to draw the spiral like this. And she just broke down. And then we're all getting teary-eyed, because that's the most important thing. And so that's why all these things that we do have to be directed at that ultimate goal, is giving them the best care possible.
People here don't come here to turn on a strong magnet and then look at some graphs. They come here to help somebody with degenerative disease of the brain. That's the hope.
Don't forget, there's still plenty of time for you to get involved and help make a difference. Head to our auction at bid612.com and you may take home some one-of-a-kind items like this game model Louisville Slugger bat signed by Hall of Famer Paul Molitor. The auction is open now until 8:30 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday, November 23rd.
A little bit later in our show, we'll bring you the incredible story of a former professional basketball player whose health journey brought him to the University of Minnesota in search of hope. But first, let's get back to the awards.
I don't know how much longer I can play, but I know what it takes to be a big league. It takes a lot of sacrifice and hard work.
Driven hard to right field. Cruz going back. Tie game. He did it again. And that one is hit hard to left. That ball's back, and there's your grand slam. Nelson Cruz making sure that one stayed fair.
That was an absolute missile, and there's your 4 runs right there.
As a veteran, my job is to teach him, if you have something, you have to give back, and help the next guy. Hey, help the guy behind you. So when you leave, the guy that you left behind will help other people. I know through my career, I've been helping a lot of people in my hometown and the whole country in the Dominican. So I feel when I'm doing good, my country is doing good, my hometown is doing good. So it's not only about what I do as a player, but what I can do outside of baseball to those people that need. So many ways that you can help and so many lives that you can impact. If you can, why not?
Driven to center field. Ball game over.
Nelson Cruz is the winner of the Bob Allison Award, given to the Twins player who exemplifies determination, hustle, tenacity, competitive spirit, and leadership both on and off the field. He wins the award for the 3rd straight season. Cruz hit .294 with 19 home runs, 50 RBI prior to being traded to Tampa Bay on July 22nd. But his impact, both on and off the field, is still felt on the current ball club and across Twins territory. Jose Barrios is the winner of the Joseph W. Haynes Award, given to the Twins Pitcher of the Year. Barrios went 7-5 with a 3.48 ERA before being traded to the Toronto Blue Jays on July 30th.
First of all, thanks God for this award, this opportunity to be Minnesota Twins Pitcher of the Year. It's an honor for me, obviously. I'm the guy I like to work hard. When I step back and look back, like my career in Minnesota Twins, I smile and enjoy the way I enjoyed my moment here. Since day one when I signed 2012 to this year 2021 was special for me, not just for me, also for my family. They enjoyed this journey, together with me. I want to say thank you to the baseball writer, also to my coaching staff, Rocco Baldelli, Wes Johnson, the rest of the people from coaching staff Minnesota Twins. I always be grateful for you guys, and God bless you.
This past season, we saw a lot of young talent in the Twins system make their major league debuts, including some very promising young arms. One of those was 6'9" Bailey Ober. The 26-year-old made his debut on May 18th. He went 3-3 with a .419 ERA, striking out 96 hitters in 92 in a third innings pitched. Ober is this year's Bill Bonney Award winner, given to the Twins' most outstanding rookie.
Well, Bailey, congratulations, Twins outstanding rookie. That's only really part of the story because you weren't able to pitch at all or compete last year. How difficult was that? You want to play baseball. You want to be on that mound and pitch. You're developing in your professional career, but you had nowhere to pitch last year.
Yeah, it was definitely tough. I mean, I was part of a large group of people that weren't allowed or weren't able to do so. All the minor leagues, we didn't get to play any season last year. But I feel like it was a little beneficial for me. I was able to spend a lot of time in the gym, a lot of time working on my craft and trying to kind of just like perfect a lot of the stuff that we were kind of working on in 2019. So having that extra year off just allowed me to really hone in on working on stuff outside of trying to just execute and try to get guys out the whole time.
Was part of it strength training? Or how do you account for the fact that you were throwing the ball much harder this year than you had prior to this year?
Yeah, a lot of it's both. The first part was regaining some range of motion, so a lot of my off-season stuff was movement-based. And then once we were able to gain some range of motions, whether it was in my hips, my shoulders, or my rib cage, then we were allowed to really kind of build strength on top of that. So we were able to get stronger within the proper movements that I needed to get done, therefore I could be healthy and throw a whole season.
So let's talk about the start of the year, which was at AAA. And you obviously made some positive impressions because you only pitched a few ball games down there and were promoted to the big leagues. Everybody wants to know what it was like to get that call that you were going to the big league. So what was it like?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. So we had an off day that Monday, so I was home with my wife and kids, and we were about to give them a bath. And I got a call from Toby Gardenhire, our manager in AAA, and he was like, "Hey, Obes, got some good news. You're pitching tomorrow." And I thought he was saying, like, "You're pitching tomorrow for the Saints." And he's like, "No, you're going to the show. You're going to Target Field." So it was just an unreal experience to be able to have that with my family and then be able to call my parents and just share that news with them. It was pretty cool.
It's an emotional time, isn't it, because the parents put in an awful lot of effort and time to try to prepare in the hopes that the dream comes true. So what was that like in your conversation with your parents?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was definitely very heartfelt, and just kind of I thank them for everything that they have allowed me to do and put up with me over the years, driving me to hundreds of ballparks all over the place and just allowing me to chase my dreams.
How much mechanical adjustment have you had to make? And maybe we can go back to last year and talk a little bit more about that, because you're a big man, 6'9", and we know about release points and distance from home plate and all that. But is that something that just came naturally to you, or is that something mechanically you had to develop to use your height?
Not so much. That was kind of the part of what we kind of left alone, was not really trying to tinker with release point. We lowered my arm slot a little bit, but that didn't really change the release height per se, or the extension per se. It changed the release height. I think it lowered my release height a little bit, but my extension stayed the same. And the main changes that we made were trying to stay back over my backside a little bit longer. In 2019 and 2018, I was kind of collapsing onto my front side and not really utilizing my legs the way a pitcher should.
Anybody who's ever picked up a baseball has imagined pitching that first game in the big leagues. It was against the White Sox,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
So how did you resolve internally the butterflies, the nerves, all of that you had to feel, but still be able to throw strikes?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't I was a little nervous, but I was more excited. I had a lot more just, I'm so happy to be here, this is unbelievable type feelings. But once you throw that first pitch, I kind of just like settled in. All right, it's the same game. These guys are a little bit better, but just got to worry about myself and try to execute pitches, and that's what I did. I just kind of try to throw strikes, try to locate where I wanted to throw the ball, and we had an okay outing. It was, I think, 4 innings, 4 runs, but tough lineup.
With everything you've learned this year, what do you hope happens next year? And want to be healthy and all that, but do you have goals in terms of innings pitched, number of starts, all that? Do you allow yourself to look ahead and say, okay, I did that, now I'm going to do this?
Yeah. I haven't looked that far ahead yet, but I'm sure maybe in spring training I'll for sure try to set some personal goals and some team goals that I would like to accomplish going forward into next season.
Congratulations on a well-deserved honor, the Twins' outstanding rookie.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Don't forget to take a moment to check out the amazing auction available now at bid612.com. There you'll find some incredible experiences, gift certificates, and signed sports memorabilia. The auction is open now until 8:30 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday, November 23rd, and all of the proceeds will further the innovative research and patient care at the University of Minnesota. Throughout the 2000s, great defense has been a staple of the Minnesota Twins. This year was no exception. In both the infield and outfield, spectacular plays were commonplace, especially in the middle of the field. The winner of the Jim Cott Defensive Player of the Year award is shortstop Andrelton Simmons. A 4-time Rawlings Gold Glove winner, Simmons posted a .976 fielding percentage and 322 assists in 131 games. Congratulations. You've been named the Twins Defensive Player of the Year. What does that award mean to you?
I mean, it's pretty special. I take a lot of pride in my defense, so to get the recognition for it, it's pretty special, especially playing with guys that are really good, like Buxton. I know he didn't play a lot of games, but he would have given me a ride for that honor, but it's pretty special to be named that.
Defense has been your calling card pretty much for your entire career. You've been rewarded for your defense before. Does this type of thing ever get old?
I mean, no, because, I mean, as you get older, you see a lot of young guys that, you know, like are really good. You see a lot of talent, and to still, you know, like to still get honors for anything really. It's, you know, this league is stacked with a lot of good athletes. So anytime you get a acknowledgement, it's pretty special to me. Like, this is a big league. This is, you know, the creme de la creme. So it's really special to me.
One additional question that somebody put a bug on my ear and said, your dad is or was a detective.
He was a cop. He was a cop.
Well, I'll tell you where I was going with that was actually Tony Diaz. He thought your dad was a detective. And he thought because detectives are very detail-oriented that maybe you got your defensive detail, attention to detail. Maybe you got some of that from your dad.
I will say I did get a lot of that from my dad, because he taught me a lot too. Like, you know, he used my eyes. He was always aware of stuff. He always had an eye on me, always knew where I was, how I was moving. He can tell stuff, so I kind of, you know, mimic that. So I do have to attribute some of that to my dad for sure. I can't leave my mom. My mom would get mad at me, but yeah, she was a good athlete too. So, but yeah, that awareness, that paying attention to stuff, I will say I get most of it from my dad.
Another infielder who was smooth with his glove was third baseman Josh Donaldson. Donaldson was also just as impressive with his bat and accommodating to the media. Josh is the winner of this year's Mike Augustine Media Good Guy Award.
Well, Josh, winning the Media Good Guy Award, what's that mean to you?
I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting award. Probably the most interesting that I've won so far.
Now come on. The most valuable player in the American League is more
interesting. It's just it's just interesting. It's I don't know. I guess maybe they like my interviews that I did. I guess I had a couple pieces out there this year to where, I felt like I was standing for something this year to where I felt like I was trying to be as truthful and honest and that I can be.
If we're going to talk about class, what side are you going to choose? Are you going to take the side of someone who's playing the game fair, or are you going to take the side of somebody that was probably cheating before this happened? I could have came out to the media and said this and spoke on it before. I chose not to. I say that to my dugout because we all talked about it before the game. And the last thing that I had he said, I wish he'd say it to my face, right? Well, I did say it to his face. We had a talk last night. And let's just be quite frank with this. He didn't have much to say.
Now, not every baseball player is as candid as you are, nor do they grasp the idea that the media can be your friend. You
Sure.
have something to say.
Yeah.
That's been your case throughout your career.
Mhm.
So when did it dawn on you that, the media can be an asset to you rather than, someone or something to avoid?
Yeah, I mean, I've never really avoided the media. I think, kind of being reared, and I got a lot to thank Susan Slusher for, who was a beat writer in Oakland at the time. She kind of really helped me with that, the idea of the media. I mean, because I think, probably as a younger guy coming in to a, big league stadium and having to deal with media, it's not really the first, we don't have a ton of experience doing that beforehand, or at least when I was coming up. Now you have social media, kind of all that, what that entails. But, so I felt like she did a good job with that and helping me. And I've really never kind of been shy with the media. I've always tried to be, like I said, honest and to what I'm talking about and trying to have some type of knowledge about the situation.
The one thing I appreciate is you have things to say, but you bring to interviews evidence or proof, facts that you back up what you believe in, and that's something everybody should do.
No doubt. And I mean, because a lot of the times where I was doing that is, situations to where I knew it was going to be, kind of people testing what I had to say. And I wanted it to be as foolproof as possible of whatever the message was that I was going to send. No, I don't regret anything that I've said. I mean, first off, when I say something, it's been thought through before. It's not just something on a whim. I would say this. With Garrett Cole, he was the first guy to pitch since the suspensions had happened, and he's the first guy that you could see spin rates going down. Since that, and we're going off an interview that was done, 4 or 5 days ago. There's been 12 or more guys already whose spin rates have magically dropped in the last week. So it's not just Garrett Cole.
You have bounced around a little bit, Oakland, Toronto, Cleveland briefly, Atlanta, and now back to Minnesota. Does the media change the attitude of the media or the volume of media? Does that change from market to market?
Oh, for sure. It definitely changes. And I mean, it just kind of depends on where people are at, how they view your team, how your team does throughout the season. I feel like this year, I mean, with the coronavirus stuff, I feel like it's been kind of difficult probably for media and what they're trying to do. And, it's really tough for you guys to get a vibe and sense of where our team is at. And so the few interviews that you get to do on a year, you kind of have to try to take away from that.
the Media Good Guy Award, which probably should include social media as well. You're active in social media somewhat.
Yeah.
Was that a hurdle you had to cross, or something that you, again, embrace as being part of the job?
I'm not a big fan of social media, honestly. But the things that I do put on there, it's stuff that I'm either involved in or something that I believe in, right? I try not to put too much out because so much stuff gets taken out of context on social media now. And there's so much, kind of firing from the hip a lot of times, and things get taken out of context for a lot of people. And I try to stay away from that as much as possible.
Well, now, as a member of the media, I expect that this award will be right next to your American League MVP in the display case.
Right there. Right there.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Right-handed toast to Dick. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Throughout the history of the Twins, the organization has earned the reputation of keeping key people around for a long time. Names like Ryan, Kelly, and Gardenhire are just a few who've had a long tenure in the organization.
And Audra, that list gets even longer when you take into account the longtime members of the scouting staff. One of those is Mike Radcliffe. Radcliffe has been in professional baseball for nearly 40 years. He joined the Twins scouting staff in 1987 and has made a tremendous impact on this organization. Mike is the recipient of the Herb Carneal Lifetime Achievement Award.
Mike, congratulations. Typically, when someone receives a Lifetime Achievement Award, it means he has achieved some significant things in his lifetime. So what does this mean to you to be recognized by the Twins like this?
Well, it's very humbling. First off, it's such a significant evening. I've been fortunate enough to attend the Diamond Awards in person when we all were able to do that back in the day. And it's such a special evening. So just to receive the reward is something special. But when in my situation now in particular, lifetime equal longevity, and that's a big deal to me. So, it means a lot.
You've been with the Twins since 1987. And in the 34 years since then, you have done a lot of scouting. Can you give us an idea of what really goes into being able to effectively and accurately scout a baseball player?
Well, it's probably a lot longer and more in-depth process than most people realize. It seems like a scout goes to a game, watches a really talented player and says, hey, let's get this guy for our team. And that's maybe the most prideful thing for me, going through 34 years with the Twins and almost 40 years in scouting, is just the relationships you build, the friendships you build, and the collaboration you have with so many dedicated, hardworking individuals in the process, in the scouting realm, and being involved from the very beginning on some guys, it is a special thing. Joe Mauer, he's not really a discovery. He was one of the highest profile high school athletes in America. But when you see him when he's a ninth grader, and you say, whoa, this guy's a little different, that's something that stands out. But, I take more pride in the process part of it rather than the discovery, because there's so many other individuals that are involved in bringing forth the names for all of us to consider and look at and watch and evaluate and analyze and go through the process. So to me, it's the longer process that's important rather than the discoveries. I've been fortunate, again, here I am, lifetime achievement, longevity. I've been involved in many, many, many names over the course of the 30 some years with the Twins. So, and they all have their own backstory and narrative, which, are all important, but to me, it's the process and the people involved. That's the key part. Also, the player development realm, to bring a player from when you first see him, when you first like him, when you first say, hey, let's get this guy, to see him now all the way in the big leagues. You got like Jorge Polanco, who's now our most valuable player. That's really rewarding when you see that whole process work out.
And I know personally, it's been a long haul for you, diagnosed with pancreatic cancer almost 2.5 years ago. How is your health today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's you just do what the doctors say. I'm trying to be the best patient I can be for my wife here at home and for my doctors whenever I have to visit them. So I'm still able to contribute in my small ways for the Twins. So it's all good. I appreciate you asking, but we're doing pretty good here. Thank you.
Well, that's wonderful news to hear. It's wonderful to see you. You look great. Longevity is key. So we are very happy that you're still sitting here talking to us, Mike.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thanks.
Congratulations on the Herb Carneal Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you.
Got it. Looking. Breaking ball got him. 3 pitches is all it took. 2 away. Got him. And finishes the game. 2-2 to Gallo. Rogers gets him tonight. Got him looking. And a very quick 3-out save for Taylor Rogers.
Taylor Rogers has emerged as one of the best left-handed relievers in the game. Even though his season was cut short by an injury, Rogers still found a way to impact Twins territory. He is active in the Rogers Family Foundation that is dedicated to raising funds and awareness for mental health issues among first responders. Taylor is active in other community initiatives as well and is the winner of the Carl Pohlad Award for Outstanding Community Service.
Well, Taylor, let's start with what winning this award, the Carl R. Pohlad Community Involvement Award, means to you personally.
It means a lot. Very proud to receive this. You take a look at the list of the previous winners of this. It's right outside our food room, and pretty much anybody who's everybody for the Twins has won that award. And I think that's kind of what they instilled about this organization is, that's get out in the community. It's Twins territory, and you can have a small impact on lives.
This feeling that you have of being involved, giving back to a community, where did all that start?
It was right when I first got here. We did Twins Caravan. I want to say that was maybe 2015-16, and I got paired with Joe Mauer. We went and did a children's Gillette Hospital visit. That's kind of where it started. I just kind of told myself, if Joe's doing this is what it takes to be a professional baseball player, and just tried to follow in his footsteps. And then we did some school visits, continued to do the hospital visits, and have just gotten broader and broader with the thanks to the Twins Community Fund and just so many avenues that we can go down.
The Rogers Family Fund, the charitable arm that your family is, they're all involved with it. Tell us about the origination of that, the genesis of that, and why your entire family is involved.
Yeah, so, I grew up my whole life wanting to be a fireman. I would have been 5th generation, and still wanted to do something and give back to the community in both Denver and Minneapolis. And the fire service is not talked about a lot, the mental wellness, the PTSD side of things. The military does a great job of showing the exposure to that, but that happens for our first responders too. So I just wanted to, give them a path to go get the help that they need. And, if they want to go talk to somebody, I want to take care of that.
I know you're not into that because of the award that you have received here, but I would imagine being involved in a community has some benefits. Maybe a player gets hurt or things aren't going well on the field, but yet you still feel engaged in the community that you play for.
Certainly. Through that, in the past couple of years, through our September 11th and stuff, I've gotten to know the guys from the Minneapolis Fire Department and St. Paul Fire Department, and just creating connections with them, and that's just pretty cool. They're very friendly people, and kind of just have something to talk about. So, just learning more about the community has been awesome.
What does it feel like? A sense of accomplishment, I'm guessing, that through all your endeavors and charitable efforts, you've left a footprint in this community.
Yeah, it feels good. Obviously, that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to be, kind of behind the scenes, do a little bit of an impact. And, through like Joe's, hanging out with Joe and Justin Morneau early on in my career, you realize that when you go see those kids, they remember your visit from last year. And it's a highlight for them. And I think that's what really gives me great joy in doing that, is just give somebody something to remember.
Do you get any sense of a role of leadership like we've had so many young players come up to the Twins this year that maybe you find yourself eyes looking at you to see how you conduct yourself, not so much on the field, but in the clubhouse and in the community?
Certainly, you always gotta remember, eyes are always on you, and little kids are always watching. I was that kid. I would watch, every Rockies player. I would watch them intently and everything that they did, and I'd copy them. So I always try to remember that and just know people are watching and try to set a good example.
Well, Taylor, well-deserved honor. Congratulations on winning the award.
Oh, thank you very much.
We often think of professional athletes as superhuman and untouchable. But as former professional basketball player and Minnesota native Rich Melzer has learned, neurological diseases do not pick and choose who they affect. Tonight, he's speaking out publicly for the first time to give a voice to his battle with MS. As a young kid growing up in South Minneapolis, Rich Melzer's love for competition developed early.
Oh man, the journey started at some park somewhere in Minneapolis, YMCA's, with friends, anywhere I could get the opportunity to, compete.
That determination took Rich from high school basketball at Minneapolis Washburn and River Falls in Wisconsin to the collegiate level, where he was a two-time All-American and Division III Player of the Year at Wisconsin River Falls.
I had aspirations to play professionally my whole life, but in college, NBA scouts started showing up at my games. I started to realize that that was maybe a realistic goal.
A professional career took Rich all over the globe and led him to his ultimate goal, a contract with the San Antonio Spurs. But nothing could have prepared him for what was to come. When did you first know that something wasn't right?
The first time I ever found out or knew was when I lost vision in my left eye in 2019. I was working out at the gym, pretty regular day, jumping out of the sauna and hot tub. I had a spotting in my left eye, and I just thought it was water or chlorine. After a few days, I started to get worried.
After numerous doctor visits and countless tests, Rich had an answer. It was multiple sclerosis.
Man, it was, honestly, it was terrifying. It was scary. I was pretty ignorant to what MS is at the time.
Multiple sclerosis is a disease of the central nervous system that disrupts the flow of information within the brain and between the brain and the body. Its cause is unknown, and there's no cure for the nearly 1 million people living with MS in the United States. Seeking a better understanding of his case, Rich went to the University of Minnesota Medical Center, where he was introduced to Dr. Flavia Nelson.
I think he wanted to make sure that he had the right diagnosis and the appropriate treatment. But his case is actually unique because back in his 20s, he experienced symptoms described as numbness from the neck down, sometimes before the game, sometimes after the game. He may have had the disease back then. And so he was playing professional basketball and battling MS at the same time without knowing it.
With state-of-the-art technology and cutting-edge research, the University of Minnesota has played a huge role in changing the outlook of MS.
There are some patients that were diagnosed with MS more than 25 years ago that are not doing well nowadays. But currently, if we diagnose MS early, if we treat it early, patients have very good long-term outcomes and short-term outcomes. So things have changed significantly.
Together, Rich and Dr. Nelson came up with a treatment plan, or a game plan, if you will, to attack MS with the same competitiveness and tenacity Rich once used on the court.
As an athlete, you condition yourself to take care of your body, figuring out a realistic set of goals, small goals that I could continue to tick off to get me to this space, right? Take your medication, right? Make your doctor's appointments. Eat right. Here's some dietary things. Get your rest. Stop messing around, Rich.
Come on, baby. Run, baby. Let's go.
As the proud father of 3 boys, 20-year-old Devin, 17-year-old Jameson, and 9-year-old Mason, Rich has a built-in support system for the days when things get tough.
Since that happened, I've been taking care of him lately. Just been getting him loving and stuff. Just trying to be the best son I can. And
that's right. That's how we do it.
Yes, life looks quite different these days for Rich. The hours that were spent on the court are now filled with birthday celebrations, football practices, and serving as the executive director of the YMCA of the North.
And I want to welcome you to our virtual Cheers to the Y benefit.
As a former pro athlete, Rich is used to the spotlight.
Let's go!
But the diagnosis, well, that was different. It was personal and scary, so he kept it private until now.
Early on when I was finding out about MS, if I'd have had a story like this or a testimonial to say, relax, you can do things through this, don't let it get you down. That would have been a huge difference maker for me. And I'm hoping that that's kind of the message I can convey.
At times, his life was defined by basketball. Now, he's determined to make sure it's not defined by MS.
Where I sit today, after everything's been said and done, I'm as healthy and as happy and as fulfilled as I've been in my entire life. I have a better understanding of Rich, of what's inside of me, and I attribute a lot of that to the last couple years in this journey with MS.
Let's go! Let's go!
Melzer's determination to battle MS head-on is truly inspirational.
A high drive to right field, and Polanco walks it off. And he'll do it again tonight.
2 games in a row, you walked this team off.
What a stop. Polanco to Simmons, double play. Oh, my goodness. What an acrobatic double play to end the inning. And Polanco lifts one high and deep, and there goes number 30.
Yeah, congratulations to Jorge. That's a franchise record right there for switch hitters.
What a year for Polanco. He is that type of player.
Jorge Polanco had one of the best second halves in all of baseball. The longest tenured Twins player, Polanco had a career year offensively, hitting .269 with 33 home runs and 98 runs batted in. Polanco is a recipient of 2 awards, the Charles O. Johnson Most Improved Player, and he was the unanimous selection for Most Valuable Player.
Congratulations on being named Team MVP and Most Improved. What does that mean to you?
Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. It's a great award. I work for it, and I'm very happy about it. I thank God first for giving me my health. I thank my family and my coaches and everybody here on the field, and especially the fans.
You had a 90-plus RBI season, a 30-plus home run season. What was the biggest reason you had success this year?
I would say I'm healthy this year. I work really hard during the off season. I'm trying to get healthy, and I think that helped me a lot.
You mentioned you're healthy this year. How important was it for you to have a big year this year after being hurt last year, pushing through that?
It is important, we always trying to have a good year, no matter what. But like I say, sometimes we hurt and sometimes we batting with some injuries. And I think this year is a better year. I feel better, and I had the year that I really want.
Is it a relief when you're healthy, when you finally feel good? Do you feel relieved? Like,
we just feel like it's much easier to work, to keep working and to improve when you're healthy. It's a different situation, when you're hurt. We just it's difficult to do things on the field that you really want to do. So when you feel healthy, it's easier.
How important are your teammates to you this year and every year?
Very important. We like family. We just treat like family, and that's the most important thing. To have that chemistry with the teammates and to get along with everybody in the clubhouse. That's the most important thing for me.
The odds of being directly affected by a neurological condition in our lifetime is 1 in 6. At the University of Minnesota, researchers and care teams spend countless hours going to incredible lengths to make discoveries that will change those odds. For those who are the 1 in 6, however, people like Rich, it's not just about changing the odds, but also about telling their stories and hopefully changing the ending.
And that's exactly what we're trying to do here tonight. In fact, the dollars we've raised through the Diamond Awards over the years have directly accelerated neurological research, especially in ataxia. The university is on the cusp of the world's first clinical trial for ataxia, which has the potential to become the first effective treatment for this devastating disease. Talk about upping the odds.
Your donations also help local patients who may need a new walker or wheelchair but aren't able to afford one. You can imagine how something like that can make a real difference in a person's day-to-day life. And by making a donation tonight, no matter the size, you have the opportunity to help them directly.
We are so fortunate to have a world-class academic medical system right here in our backyard, where countless dedicated individuals are working tirelessly to develop treatments and cures for these diseases. Your generous donations fuel their life-changing work, and we cannot thank you enough for your kind support.
Tonight, we celebrated Minnesota Twins baseball and the best of the best. We met Rich and Dr. Flavia Nelson, and most importantly, we raised critical funds for the University of Minnesota.
Thank you to each of you who have given this year. If you have not yet, there's still plenty of time. Go to bid612.com to donate now. You'll help us to keep advancing in the innovative research that will continue to show progress and results.
And thanks to all of you for joining us this evening and for supporting the Bob Allison Ataxia Research Center at the University of Minnesota. A special thank you to the researchers, nurses, and doctors who care for those living with neurological conditions and who give us hope that a cure may be within our reach.
Good night, everybody.
Saturday,